have asked this. They would need to take a client from her colored hair into gray. And Beth would please share what she does for that.
You know, this is a great question. Hi, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here. And Annie, mwah, I love you. Okay, this is a big thing now, guys, and it's not going to go away. The first thing I did was I went to, you can go to Amazon.com or the cheapest wig store in your town, and you will be able to buy for 30 bucks a gray wig. It's usually like a bob with bangs. And I keep it in my station, and people come in and they say, oh yeah, I looked at Jane Fonda and she looks great. Or I looked at Ally McDowell. I said, okay, great. Well, first of all, forgive me for this. Most people don't have the great face of Andie MacDowell or Jane Fonda, but as long as they're not going to have a shaved head and they want their hair to move and be silver, let's think about it. Okay. Comb their hair back, put the gray wig on them. Let them look at themselves. Some people will say in the net, please God, take it off, take it off. I can't do this. Others will say, hey, I like this. And you might look at them and see that their skin tone and eyes and hair type will easily or will transition to gray. So there's one gentleman who does this on a very overt, fast way in California. I prefer to avoid regret. And if any of you follow me on my Facebook or my website, you know that we talk about doing this without causing you or your client undue unhappiness. Remember this, guys. If hair has been dyed or it's been bleached and done in a circus or carnival color or very fashion color, or if they're burgundy or dark brown or black or dark red, trying to take that hair to gray, to silver in one step is very difficult. So here's what we're going to do. Let's tell the person that we're going to perform, and when they come in, they're either coming for a consultation or they're coming for you to do it that day. I like to section hair right above the ear, and I mix powder lightener and 30 volume developer. And my favorite is this one. This is called Lovely Lights by Artego. And guys, you can mix this with 10, 20, 30, or I shouldn't say this, but I will, 40 volume developer. And it's 59 bucks for 2 pounds. So the price is right. It's called Lovely Lights by Artego. It bleaches the hair beautifully. What I do is mix just a tablespoon of it in a bowl with equal parts of developer, just into a consistency I like. And I wrap 2 foils on this side of the ear above, roots to ends, and 2 or 3 foils on this side, roots to ends. And what I do is I said, we're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Usually after 15 minutes, when your God is with you and the hair color gods are with you and everything's right, when you open this foil, you'll see this hair really starting to lighten. We can leave this test on for up to 1 hour. And I don't use a Climazone machine. I use a rotating heat source called a roller ball. There are roller ball knockoffs. And I put that on medium heat or low heat and let the woman give her a magazine, a cup of coffee, water, whatever you give her, or let her enjoy, and let her sit there and check her every 15 minutes. At the end of 1 hour, you're going to open these foils. At the end of 1 hour, they must have reached a yellow to pale yellow stage. If they remain reddish, orange, or a real strong gold, God and the universe of color are telling you this cannot be silver today, but we can lighten her today. So she can decide with you if it's a no-go. If this is terrifying to her, you have 2 choices. You can cover these up with a liquid acidic demi like Beauty Fusion and just make them a lighter brownette. Or you can say, why don't we start infusing lighter golden or blonde pieces just around your face and part line. And as this hair grows in, we will be able to bring you lighter and lighter, and you can make those highlights light. Thank goodness some of you will be saying, hey, Beth, in less than an hour, she lightened to palest yellow, which is the color not of a banana skin, but of the banana fruit. It's almost a light pale yellow, almost white. This tells us we're on good terms here. Okay, so what I offer the person is I say, let's start out today, because remember, you've got to set aside the correct amount of time, Annie. The lady can't say in the middle of this that her children need picked up or she's got to go home. Because what we're going to do today is in my zigzag wrap, where I wrap straight across on an angle, straight across an opposing angle, close, 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 roots to ends, all the way up the face frame and a little inch back into the center part. And I always part in the center, which is universal. I will then wrap these in your favorite lightener. And again, my favorite is the Lovely Lights by Artego. And you will process this to palest yellow. After you have processed this to palest yellow, you're halfway done. You will take her to the sink, shampoo very, very well, and make sure you get every bit of the lightener out of the hair. Rinse the hair very, very, very well, and I lightly condition it. Now I take towels and I really towel dry that hair, and literally, I don't rub the hair. I squeeze that damp hair in a towel to get the moisture out. And a great trick is then to grab some paper towels, which grab water like you wouldn't believe, and wrap the paper towels around the client's head to get her about more than 50% dry. Now we're going to make those pale yellow, almost white strands into a beautiful silver white using Beauty Fusion, which is our wonderful acidic liquid demi-color, which contains, this is great stuff, guys. If you like Shades EQ, which I have for years, you'll love Beauty Fusion. There's no MEA, no PPD, no added alcohols, tremendous conditioning, and the colors hold like crazy. My favorite shade to do this, and Annie, you know, and I put this on my Facebook, everybody, we have a color called Level 9, which is very light blonde, 0.11. That means it's a double ash. What do we mean by double ash? This is a silver blue-based liquid demi. Now, unless the client has long hair, we'll use more. But let's supposing you just did the face frame on someone whose hair is down to the bottom of their shoulder, their neck, top of the shoulders. You can mix 1 ounce of Beauty Fusion 9AA with 1 ounce of Beauty Fusion 5-volume developer. And guys, I apply it roots and I pick the hair up and work it with my hands and my fingers, making sure for even saturation, roots to ends, roots to ends, roots to ends, and let her stay at the sink like this. The hair is damp, but you are now, it will not change the pigmented hair, but all of those strands that you wrapped will turn to a beautiful silver white. It might take 5 minutes. Perhaps it might take 8 to 9 minutes. Stand there with your gloved hands and just keep working through, checking. It's wonderful. At the end of the processing, rinse the hair like crazy, give it the lightest shampoo and condition, and she will have more and more silver around her face. To take a look at how I do this, Annie, I know you've done this, and thank you. I have a Facebook group that some of you are members on, and I've done a little video for you when I was teaching the other day in Indianapolis at a gorgeous salon. A young woman had salt and pepper hair through, and she had one that God had given her one streak. So on the other side of the part, I show you on the video how to do like 11 back-to-back foils with Lovely Lights. I show you that I processed them to pale yellow, and I showed you how I toned them with Lovely Light, with, I'm so sorry, Beauty Fusion. Think of this as Shades EQ or Rusk Deep Shines or the Paul Mitchell Liquid Demi that is superior because it is so earth and human friendly. It doesn't fade. The hair shines like crazy and is in great condition. 9.11, level 9 blue. After that's rinsed out, and I like to condition the hair with something that is the palest silver blue conditioner in the world. It's cheap. It's like $7.95 a bottle. And we have little pre-packs you can give the client to use at home. This is new to America, and this is called Lola Blueberry. Now, the kit would be the Lovely Lights, the 9.11 Beauty Fusion with 5-volume developer, and the Lola conditioner. After you shampoo out the toner, the Beauty Fusion, I want you to apply the Lovely Lights mask to condition the hair. Not only does this condition the hair, it puts a very sheer white blue tone into that hair that is, nobody makes this exact shade. There are other wonderful shades out there by Evo and Viral, but this is, to me, my happiest. This is called Lola Blueberry. I put it in and I work it through with my fingers 3 or 4 minutes. We rinse. We dry her hair and she's on her way to silver. Now, to further explain this, Annie, you're going to love this. If everybody looks at the cover of this month's beautiful new beauty magazine, you will see Andie MacDowell going silver, the beautiful actress. She also is a representative for one of our manufacturers. She also is going silver. While she does not color her hair and she's going beautifully gray, she had some salon help. And the salon help incorporated much of the technique I just described to you. Okay? There are places that try to do this globally by taking this lovely, okay, let's look at Annie Beecher. Her hair's dyed a beautiful brunette red, and she comes into my salon and I said, okay, Annie wants to be silver. Do not do the following. Or when Beth comes to your salon, do not do the following. Do not apply bleach globally to our whole head. Do not allow us to sit for an hour and a half where our roots would be yellow-orange, the ends would be macaroni and cheese, and the middle would be red. Right. You are going to fail. Let's do this in pieces so that people like the actresses we love who are not wearing wigs to be silver have had happy experiences. Andie was under the care of a dear friend of mine, a woman who I have tremendous respect for, and now Andie is going silver gray on her own. Now, this type of color needs to be refreshed every 3, 4, or 5 or 6 months in a salon until the lady is perfectly silver. And then she will profit from using Lola at home or our wonderful, this is a great silver level, and this is called Good Society Blue. Good Society Blue shampoo does one thing. It kills orange and gold. So if a client, by the way, if anybody has a silver poodle or a white dog or a white horse, I've used this on my white horse. Guy at the horse show, Annie said, I have to tell your daughter your horse has a beautiful coat. Okay, anyway, this is for anybody with silver white hair. They use it every 3rd or 4th shampoo. So the kit is Lovely Lights Bleach, 911 Beauty Fusion and Developer, Lola Beauty Blueberry Conditioner, and blueberry is a scary word because it's not dark like blueberries, it's really sheer, and this Good Society Blue shampoo. All available when you go to Artego. And if you have questions, if you're one of Annie's clients, email Annie. If you have more questions, email me on bethminardi@gmail.com, or a lot of you are members on my Facebook. I hope this helps. I hope this helps. This is the best way to do something that's very hot and we can't ignore this, but go and get yourself that El Cheapo wig. You can even get one at Walmart. And let the lady put the wig on, and the decision is hers. Okay, does that help, Annie?
Yeah, so we have like 4 or 5 questions popping up. So the second one is, okay, clients are going gray, like we talked about, but they want to maintain a soft kind of copper gold, maybe even a red, but they want coverage and they want a great red shade. How do you get them there?
Okay, well, if she's also wanting to go gray, let's infuse a lighter red into the hair.
Okay.
What I would do is, I don't know, if their ends are really dark, Annie, we shouldn't just make the roots light and blended and the roots and the ends dark. You know what I'm saying? If she's gray here and this is dark red, let's butterfly or let's melt with some foil through these sides and omit the roots and mids, but on the ends, let's bleach some of these out to orange, okay? If that's necessary, do it. But I like to mix the following. It's great. I mix 1.25 ounces of Beauty Fusion 12G with 3/4 ounce 7.44 with 2 ounces of 5 volume oxy milk. And I put 1 teaspoon of our Booster 1 into the formula. So we've got the color, the developer, and the booster. I'll say it again. 1.25 ounces of 12G Beauty Fusion, 3/4 ounce of 744 Beauty Fusion, 2 ounces of 5 volume oxy milk, which is our developer, and 1 teaspoon of Booster 1 mixed together in a bowl really well. And then we apply that to the hair and just let it, I put a plastic cap to keep everything clean. And I let the appliance sit there for 25 minutes at room temperature, again, keeping her comfortable, relaxed, and ready to go. That's it. And at the end of that time, she's gently rinsed, lightly shampooed, and conditioned.
Okay.
She can use, we have a lovely Lola conditioner in the shade called Sun, which is a warm golden. At a retail for this, to her, you can give her our gift packets, which I think cost a salon 99 cents. And it's enough for a client at home to do. It's a little gift to her. It's enough for 3 times. Leave the sun in for 5 minutes, and she should see you every 8 to 10 weeks for more gray coverage. I hope that helps.
All right. This is from Bradley White. He would like some pastel pink formulas. He's asking for a U up 2 for over level 10 blondes.
Okay. I think you should handle U up 2 because I love U up 2, but it is alkaline. What I love to do with Beauty Fusion for pink, we have a wonderful pastel pink shade. And to gem it up a bit, here's what I do. I do 1.5 ounces of pastel pink, 1/4 ounce of clear, and 1/4 ounce of 6.6. That gives me a pale raspberry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 1.5 ounces of our pastel pink in Beauty Fusion. It's 1/4 ounce of clear and 1/4 ounce of 6.6. That 6.6 mixed with the clear makes another kind of pink with the pastel that boosts almost a very lovely palest raspberry into the hair, damp hair. Apply it on shampoo, towel dried hair, or hairs that you've dampened. It's just damp. Leave it in 10 to 15 minutes and then remove. It'll be great. And I hope he'll share us a picture when he does it.
Well, and with U up 2, what we have always told people to do is it's a level 6 rubine red, and dilute it with the clear, which is neutral in U up 2. And the more neutral you add, the lighter the red becomes. So you can do a rosy pink up to a pastel pink as well. That's what we always recommend.
We hope that helps because it's a beautiful shade to do on women who have, cooler skin tones or want to try something fun, whether it's on, you can do it on gray hair. It's also very pretty on pre-lightened hair. Very pretty. Thanks for asking.
Yes. And I should say in its color, we have the new chromatic colors.
Yes, yes.
We call them control shades, quote unquote. And there is a pink in there, and you can turn it into a demi by using a 5 volume. So
yes, and if you use it with 20 volume, you get a really pretty lift and deposit, strong pink. Yeah, it's terrific. It's very fashionable.
Yes. All right, next questions. This is from Kelsey. Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
She has many clients that love a bright red. She's using its color. So she did a 7F, which is a flame red.
Yes, flame.
And a 6.66 with 10 volume, and they turned out orange, not red. On blonde virgin hair swatches, she tried using a 20 volume, but had the same problem. So then she added a touch of the double natural, the 0.00 double N, and then it turned brown.
Well, double N's would make it turn brown.
Yeah.
And is she doing this on blonde hair or on bleached blonde hair?
She said, by many kinds of love, bright red, I made swatches of the 7F, its color line. She's apparently doing it on blonde virgin hair swatches, testing it.
Okay, and she's getting too light. Okay, let's go to, well, I'll tell you what, flame is amazing, but it is flame, and it's flame red, orange. So let's mix mostly flame. Go to 1.5 ounces of the flame. And our red control, Annie? In its color. I'd go 1.5 ounces of the flame with 1/2 ounce of the red control.
Okay.
And I would use 20 volume developer and I would leave it on the hair at room temperature for 45 minutes. Let her do a swatch with that. I think the red control mixed with the flame will twist around that orange, give her a little more depth, and I think she'll be really happy.
All right, so she'd want that new the 6.6.
Yeah, it's like 6
in the
yeah.
control. Okay, all right. This is from Gina McGivern. She wants to know the difference, this is good, between Beauty Fusion and U Up 2.
U Up 2 is wonderful. Beauty Fusion is wonderful. U Up 2 is a wonderful depositing group of colors that is also a bit alkaline. And if you compare it to other brands like Richesse by L'Oreal, or Color Touch by Wella, it is a more alkaline demi. It also does contain MEA and other ingredients like alcohols so that it can do its job. Beauty Fusion is when it's mixed correctly, it has no ability to lift. When it's mixed with 5 volume, it is a complete toner that can do 2 things. It can match or darken the hair. So if hair is lightened or hair is lighter, let's say somebody's like a medium ashy blonde or a medium neutral blonde, and you use a level like 6, 5, or 4 Beauty Fusion on it, you're going to deepen the hair and deposit only because it is acidic. U Up 2 is alkaline and a great thing for many things. Like Shades EQ, Beauty Fusion is acidic. It also contains no MEA, no added alcohols, and no PPD. It was meant, when we mix it with 5 volume developer and left on from 7 to 20 minutes, to deposit only and to hold like crazy. There's room for both in a salon. I know many salons that use Wella Color Touch and Beauty Fusion, or they use Richesse by L'Oreal and they use Beauty Fusion, or they use U Up 2 and Beauty Fusion. And when you come to my classes, guys, and Annie and I are doing one in September in Annapolis, Maryland. We hope
September 29th,
September
Sunday.
29th. And it's going to be all day, 150 people, gifts, fun, lots of demo, lots of interaction. You get to be on the microphone and ask questions. But anyway, there is room in a salon, I believe, for bleaches, lighteners, permanent color, demi-acidic, demi-alkaline, and semi-products. I believe that there's room for everything. And that's how I would stock my salon.
And I agree with you, Beth, because I would say most of our Beauty Fusion users also use its color and U Up 2.
Look, in L'Oreal, people use a lot of L'Oreal, but they use Richesse and Shades EQ. With Rusk, they'll use the Rusk color, but they'll use the Rusk Deep Shine Liquid Demi. With Wella, they use Colestone Perfect. They use Wella Color Touch, blah, blah, blah. And they now have Shinefinity. But what I love is that, very few of us are making a great liquid demi acidic color. And by the way, this 3-ounce bottle of Beauty Fusion is $7.95, not $10 or $11. And it's 3 ounces. It's mixed just like the others with equal 5 volume developer. But the bite, the dryness of alcohol is not there. The hair feels, I have fine hair. Annie knows. I do my retouch, but I highlight myself and then I glaze myself with Beauty Fusion, and then I use the Coral Lola to keep it da-da-da-da-da-da. And my clients seem to love when I do that for them in whatever shades, whether they're a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead. Guys, most of us are going to make money by dimensionalizing people, not just doing, excuse me, my cat wants to go outside. Cosmo, no, we're going to go later. Most of us, if you're only going to do single processes, you will make money on volume. But what about painting or adding in your brunette clients a few lighter pieces of brown, or touches of maple, or touches of walnut, or in your redheads, some red brown pieces or some red copper pieces, just a few pieces around the face. And at the beginning, these are gifts. It takes you 2 seconds. And then when she loves it, you can start adding to dimensionalizing color will make you a color star right where you are. when I teach, and I just had a lovely class in Chicago, Indiana, I've been all over the place for Artego, and I'm going more places. These are the kinds of things that our attendees, who are a lot of are advanced colorists, and some of them are beginners, go, oh my God, I didn't realize I could do this so fast and make my client more of an engaged color client. And they can't do that at home, Annie. They can try, but they can't do it at home.
Right. All right, next question is from Crystal Carrero. She wants to know the difference between Lovely Lights powder and Lovely Lights cream bleach, because you talk about Lovely Lights all the time.
Yeah, okay. Lovely Lights powder is I love for off the scalp lightening, whether I want to highlight with low volume or higher volume. In my world, and I was trained by some very fine chemists at both Redken, L'Oreal, and Shiseido, which owned Joico. Years ago, I was with Clairol. We learned that, there were people who hated Clairol, but they all used Clairol lighteners. Why? Clairol had cream liquid and powder lightener. Salons need both. I know there are companies that started showing how to use powder lightener on the scalp. I would not do this. Number one, we use powder lightener when we want grip and we want hold, either in a balayage, in a foil, in a mesh, or to paint the hair. And powder lightener has a higher pH than cream lightener. Cream lightener glides onto the scalp. So if you're doing a global lightening and you want really even creamy lightening at the scalp, I would recommend Lovely Lights Cream Lightener. It is spectacular. Years ago, people taught about Born Blonde Lightener, Logix Lightener, Lamar 30-minute bleach, all the different oil lighteners that were available, Born Blonde and Ollie's lighteners, which were great for on the scalp. But when they wanted to do faster highlighting on the hair lengths, years ago, pulling them through the cap, they didn't want that to drip, so they would use powder. Or when we wrap in foil. Powder lighteners tend to lighten faster. And I don't want to say a bit more, but I would use those on the hair lengths. I would never for myself. And in my salon with my wonderful colorist who I trained in New York, at my salon that I owned with my former husband, Carmine, we only used powder lightener on the hair lengths, and we only used cream or oil lightener on the scalp because it glided. My very dear friend, who's very famous, who owned New Best and Company salon in Long Island, where many, many brunette women wanted to be blonde, never used powder lightener ever. He only used oil lightener to highlight dark hair to pale blonde. He felt it kept the hair in wonderful shape. He was not in a hurry. He wanted to lighten with control. You can also discuss this with famous colorist Brad Johns, who was with Clairol after I was, and then with L'Oreal. And he just wrote a book called Dye, D-Y-E. It is a piece of autobiography. And I talk to colorists all over the country. When I teach, I show you the difference between the powder lightener and the cream lightener. We will do some highlights with cream lightener. We will do some others with powder lightener. But if we're ever doing a global lightening where a woman wants to be an all over pastel blonde and we need to bleach the hair rather than high lift single process the hair, we use cream lightener. So cream and powder, both. In my salon, I always kept powder and I always kept cream. I still do.
Good.
I hope that helps her.
We'll see if she answers. All right. So this is from Michael Mahan. He's currently using L'Oreal, Inoua, Majorelle, and Dia for Demi.
Yeah.
If I go from this line to Beauty Fusion, is there a lot of inventory to carry as you need boosters and etc.? How does our line match up to L'Oreal?
Hi, Michael. He's my dear friend. He's originally originally from Boston. He's in Florida, and I adore you, Michael. And I hope your last trip home to Ireland was a blast. I can't wait to see. I love Michael. I love him. Okay. Michael and I are on the same page. Okay. Listen to this, Michael. I know no one needs 105 shades to do color. Nobody. You need some. Here's what's interesting about Beauty Fusion, Michael. 38 Beauty Fusion shades. 38. There are over 60, but let's talk about the beginning shades. that are on, and you've been in my classes, so you have chapter 1 of my book, How to Use Beauty Fusion as a Liquid Demi-Color. Those shades can be used 3 ways. Those 38 shades can be used as permanent color, as an alkaline demi-color, and as an acidic demi-color. Let me explain. Let's take the easy way out, Michael, because I know you're L'Oreal. Okay, supposing you have Shades EQ in the back and you want an alkaline and an acidic Shades EQ. You're going to mix Beauty Fusion with equal parts of 5 volume developer. Supposing you want to create Richesse with these shades, which is an alkaline demi-color. You're going to mix Beauty Fusion, 5 volume, equal parts, just like always, and a bit of the cream color booster, which is cream ammonia, honey. You're going to alkalinize this liquid demi a tiny bit to make it into Richesse. Got it? Or you're going to mix Beauty Fusion with 20 volume developer, or with 40, but we'll talk about that later for high lift. 20 volume developer with 2 ounces of Beauty Fusion, 2 ounces of 20 or 30 volume developer, and 2 teaspoons of color booster. You can mix them in a bowl or in your applicator bottle. So you now have Majorelle, Richesse, and Shades EQ with 38 shades of Beauty Fusion. So take a look at that huge, beautiful inventory you have of Majorelle and Richesse. That's huge. It's a long, wide, with much less space, and with 38 intermixable shades and a clear, you can do anything. That's how I take my beginners into the line. And I've spent, Michael, you've come to 2 of my classes, and I always, you know, Annie, you love Michael in a class because he asks the best questions and he's happy to help us apply. He's an expert and he's passionate about what we do. I love him. Did that help, Michael? Come visit me. I love you.
Call us, Michael. We'll get you converted.
Yeah, come on, honey. We'll get, you know, I'll send you only the shades you need. Annie and I'll work out something for you. You know how to email me and call me, and you know how to reach Annie. Annie at beecher.com.
Beechergroup.com.
Beechergroup.com. ANNIE.
All right, next question. This is easy. This is Marcus Calais. He wants to know where we're going to be in Annapolis. So on Sunday, September 29th, we will be at the Doubletree Inn in Annapolis. Don't ask me the address yet, Marcus, but we're going to put out save the date. Off the top of my head, nothing works. But we will put out a save the date this week. And then an official flyer is going to come out next week.
And that'll be on my Facebook group too. And guys, if you know anybody, because we need to fill that room.
Yes.
If you know people in Maryland, Virginia, DC, Southern New Jersey, Eastern PA, it's, hey, you know, take the Acela in, stay at the hotel. We'll go to the bar. We'll have fun, and we'll spend a day, September 29th, which is a Sunday, which is weird. I know Sundays are different, but this is a very busy hotel, and we're going to be using it. And it'll be live models, lots of discussion. You'll be able to ask and almost have, I don't want to say a debate, but an in-depth conversation. We have lunch, we have diplomas, we have lots of fun. And if you're concerned that you're not going to get the right, you're going to see it on my Facebook and on the Artego sites. But you have my email, bethminardi@gmail.com. Anybody, you're interested? It's not an obligation. Is that Raymond? Is that Eric up there? Who's up there? At any rate, I want to say hi. And for goodness sakes, just email me and say, hey, I'm interested, or email Annie and say, hey, I'm interested in Annapolis. Here's what our problem is. We reach out on emails. We reach out on Instagram. We reach out on the website. We reach out on my Facebook and my website. And people say, I didn't know you were going to be there. So attention, everybody, September 29th, but let us know you want to come. Just email us and we'll make sure you get everything.
Yeah, we'll get you your ticket and as quickly as we can. All right, so I'm looking for the next. Okay, so Crystal says, thank you, Beth. You're a genius for your first part of your answer. Now she has the second part of her question. Powder to cream bleach. What would you say is the more gentle choice? I take it cream since it can go on the scalp.
She's right. as long as it's mixed with 20 or 10 volume or 5 volume developer. When you mix cream with 40 volume, you're making it stronger and you're making it faster. Great question. The cream is wonderful. And the consistency makes it glide onto the hair and glide onto your foils.
All right, I'm looking to see. I think that's all of our questions so far.
Okay. I want to talk about something in its color that has made me very happy, Annie. And some of the people on here, I know a few of them bought my color, which was called Beth Minardi's Signature Shades. And one of the things I wanted to do as a teacher and listening to like all these wonderful people I see signed on to our meeting, when people ask me in a class, why can't we do this? Or could we do this? Or how do we mix this? I listen. And while I think, how do I solve this problem colorists have? Here's a problem that I want to address with you that we've solved. In my brand, I made a series called the Tan Series, which was a buffered, it would never go brassy because I controlled the brass. What I did with the Shiseido chemists who were geniuses, I said, look, I want to take the bite off of orange. I want to take the bite off of copper gold. So here's what we did, Annie, with my tan shades. And here is what now Artego is offering with its color. We have shades in a 5.3 ounce tube, and they're lovely, called Bronze, Bronze. They are the Its Color Bronze shades by Artego. Here's what Bronze does. Here's what my tan did. You have to take the bite off when you're working on light hair that wants to be red or gray hair that wants to be red, and you got that regrowth, and you don't want it to look like Ronald McDonald or a stop sign or a school bus or a fire engine, but you want a buffered red shade. Mixing a tan or a bronze with most of it, 1.5 ounces or 3 parts of bronze, with 1 part of a red orange at the same or similar level, you have made it a safe red for gray or white hair or very thin, natural level 6, 7, 8 hair. Bronze does this. It's like my tan. And here's what we've done, guys. This is the easiest way to describe it. 3 parts of neutral, 2 parts of gold, 1 part of copper made tan. That same formulation makes bronze. 3 parts of neutral, not double ends, neutral. 2 parts of gold, 1 part of copper. Very white or very devalued or very fragile or fine hair, close to the root where there's privy to the heat of the scalp, wants to turn hot. By using a bronze shade, and mixing a bit of its color, I wouldn't use flame. I wouldn't use 6.6, but I might use 7.44 or a 5 or an 8.4 or 4.3 copper gold. Mixed with bronze will give you a beautiful red at the root that the woman won't go screaming out of the salon saying, oh my God, my hair is like a fire truck. If she's super scared on that first appointment, use only bronze at the root with 20 volume. And then make your ends brighter with Beauty Fusion 5.44, 7.44, 7.44, and 12.3 or any. And we have a Red Riot sheet in the office, Annie, which your staff uses. It's called Red Riot, and it's how to create red tonal shades for the hair shaft when we're using Beauty Fusion, or we're using Beauty Fusion for that, but we're using its color for the roots. And if anybody requests that, Annie can make sure you get those formulas.
I've been sending them out to everybody lately. Just
thank you.
Everybody
the time we send them is there when they're your clients, or the time we send them is when they ask. If these are new people, maybe coming from my group or whatever, or from any of our salespeople's group, these are the kind of papers we have for you. All we have, right. You can ask Annie, you can ask me, you can ask any of your Artego salespeople. I know Elisa has them. I'm sure that Sebastian has them if he'll use them, but they really do help.
Yeah. And anybody who needs them, contact me and I'll gladly email them to them.
Yeah, we have lots of good educational lit guys.
Yep. All right, Roseanne Salerno, who's one of my favorite crazy customers, I love her dearly, says Beauty Fusion reminds me of your color line.
Yeah, my baby, my baby. Yeah, thank you. That's one of the when the Beechers were so kind to ask me to join, and I said first, let me take a look at Beauty Fusion. I was so impressed and so happy. And also, I realized, like some of you, I'm very sensitive to color. I've been using it on myself and on clients for years. And about 15 years ago, I started developing sensitivities. And with Beauty Fusion, me and well as clients who scratch that scalp with a comb or burn or get swollen, we can switch to Beauty Fusion. And in most cases, they are completely no issues, no irritation. So thank you. Yeah, you know, elevating salon hair color to an art form, which is all of you wouldn't be here unless you were interested. We have to be, you know, I worry about young people coming out of school who don't get a lot of education, and they're not joining salons where there are people to help them. If they're a booth renter or an independent contractor, they're on their own. We are here to help them. And that's why I encourage them to come to my classes or I'd like to create some videos to put up on YouTube and on my site that would teach one subject of using Artego product, one subject on one model, like she's brunette, she wants to be red, or she's brunette and wants highlights, or she's blonde and wants to be dark blonde. These are all subjects that we can help you with and give you the words to use with customers. So that's the next step for us.
Okay. All right. So Lisa Vanderbeek has a question. She has two women who have developed sensitivity to permanent hair color. We get this all the time. They're both level 5 and 3. Can she use the same levels in Beauty Fusion to cover gray as demi color?
Okay, if she has a lot of gray, I would recommend let's be gentle. Let's use Beauty Fusion as an alkaline demi. We have new color. We have, okay, write this down, Annie. We have a 5.832, which is a mahogany brunette. It looks like a level 4. We have a 6.0, which is a level 6 neutral. For these clients, here's the formula. You got a pencil?
Yep.
Here we go. 1 ounce of 5.832 plus 1 ounce of 6.0 plus 2 ounces of Beauty Fusion 5 volume developer plus 1 teaspoon of Beauty Fusion Color Booster #1. So we've got 2 ounces of Beauty Fusion, 1 ounce of 5832, 1 ounce of 60. We've got 2 ounces of 5 volume Oxy Milk developer, and we've got 1 teaspoon of Color Booster, which is the cream ammonia #1. Mix, 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 mix well. What I like to do is mix the booster in with the developer, mix that all perfect, then add the color. I want you to apply this to the regrowth area in tiny 1/8 of an inch sections. Take your time. I want you to make sure every hair is covered, and I want you to allow her to process for 35 minutes at room temperature on the roots only. I believe she will be completely irritant-free, and the gray coverage will be phenomenal. Okay? Then make sure you rinse like crazy, shampoo and condition the hair.
All right. All right. So Crystal Carrero's asking, is there an option to pay for a seat in your class via Zoom? I would say not by Zoom, but Crystal, you can call us here, 1-800-247-1660. My direct number is 515-697-6898. I will get you registered for the class. Also, since it's not till September, I mean, if somebody wants to pay $100 now and $100, in a month or so for the $200, that is fine too. We can handle that.
Yeah, and anybody, be sure, you know what, Annie and I are doing this with the lovely Janet, who's your sales rep in that area. And I hope our other sales reps, because I had people the other day in my class in Chicago come in from Colorado. I had people in my class in Chicago come in from California. So people should feel free to enter the class, and whoever sells to them of course, will be credited with this if anybody wants to buy something. If anybody wants to buy something from what we've said today, just contact me or Annie and you'll get what you need.
Right.
I'll also turn you on to the person in your area. We really want this to be a success, and the more colorists who join, the more of these we're able to do.
And the best part, the last time we were in Baltimore, we had people, a lady came from Trinidad. We had people from Santa Fe, New Mexico. People travel, you know, and especially to see you. So we hope to have a huge crowd.
Yeah, it'll be, and we're happy to, any way we can register you. Again, you know that I have my Facebook group that many of you are members on. I have Beth Minardi Hair Color Facebook. I have my website. Annie has the Artego Facebook and the Artego website. All of this will be posted clearly there. And feel free to reach out to me. A lot of you have my phone number, which is 646-468-9802. And my email, bethminardi@gmail.com. We are here, Annie and I want to get you all the help you need and register you for anything you want to do.
Yeah, call us with any questions. We'll take care of it.
If any of you are interested and you work in a salon that would like to host me, to come and teach your group, where you might invite other people to defray the costs, we'll be there and send products and gifts, and I'll join you for a whole day. So just, you have to let me know what you want and where you are. I can't go to places where I have to cut through the brush with a sword because there's no airport and it's in the middle of nowhere. But if you're in a city of any size that's 20 minutes from an airport, I'll be there. 30 minutes.
Michael just said that he's trying to set up a class in West Palm Beach, Florida for August.
Well, we want to be, Michael, set it up, baby. Yeah, Michael's good at setting up classes.
All right, perfect. He also said he thought maybe you should consider starting a color summit like the former American Board of Certified Colorists, because
I would
you're
love to do that. What I do need, Michael, maybe I need 2 or 3 people to work with me on full time because I can do that, but I need help. I would love, my goal is to create postgraduate studies in hair color with Annie Beecher. It is, if you are a licensed hairdresser and you want to study with us in depth after graduation, we could call that grade 13, but this is for advanced colorists who really want to go deep. And they would spend like 3 days with us in a brick and mortar place where we sit and learn and take this apart very slowly and completely. That's a passion of mine. And it can't be free, but it can help you become a killer colorist, a real killer. Somebody who's a killer. No matter what's in that door, you can do it, or you can tell them why you can't. With confidence.
Yes. Any more questions? Nobody's popped up with one.
No, I hope that people understand that it's color, the bronze shades are great. I hope they understand that in Beauty Fusion, those 38 shades do everything. 38 of our shades do everything. And I hope they understand that if a woman comes in requesting silver, there's a discussion to have. The worst thing you can do is just dump bleach all over the woman's head unless she has never colored her hair. If she's ever, when they, people say, oh, I didn't color my hair. And they'll say, oh, wait a minute, 6 months ago, I used just a rinse. No, that's not a virgin head of hair. So please, follow us on our social media. And do stay in touch and let us know if you would like to host a class, if you're interested in coming to Annapolis. I'd love to teach. I love teaching everywhere, and spending time with colorists is really a joy, especially those of us who want to elevate this to an art form.
All right, Crystal wants to know if there's a difference between booster 1 and 2.
They're the same pH. One has a creamier viscosity, one has a more liquid viscosity. If you check them both with litmus paper, they're both pH 12.7. I will say this, if you're out of one that you think you need and you have the other, it's fine to use the other. The earth will still turn on its axis and your client will be fine.
Okay. But the guidelines that Artego gives is booster 1 is for levels 1 through 6, and booster 2 is for the blondes, 7 and later. Yeah,
that is true. That's a good.
Right. Okay, Joseph Renone says
Oh,
Beauty
hi,
Fusion
Joe.
Mine sounds great, especially that it is similar to Beth's. I think it's time to start transitioning over. Thank you, Beth.
Joseph and I have the same birthday, May 6th. He's been in my classes he's a wonderful colorist from Connecticut. He's a doll. He's so talented. I have some little presents coming to you in the mail, Joseph, because I know we needed to cancel a class in your area. And you sent me your address at your beautiful salon in Stamford. Check the mail next week. You're getting a little gift, and Annie and I'll help you convert. You're going to love this. When you get the stuff, call me and we'll have a private class. And by the way, everybody, if anybody wants a private class with me, you know how to do it. You just have to request it on my Facebook.
Hey, by the way, my daughter's birthday is May 6th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't know that. All right, well, okay, Gina didn't hear your answer. What's the difference between the boosters?
The company tells you that there is a difference, that the guidelines is for the brunette shades 1 through 6 to use booster 1. For the blondes, use booster 2. I have measured the pH of both, which I found to be 12.7. I met with an adorable man at Artego, Italy, and I asked him, do these both have the same pH? They're both cream ammonia. He told me yes. The difference, I believe, is in the viscosity. One's thinner and one is more gelatinous. As I said, if you're out of one booster, and you don't say to the woman, I can't do your hair because we don't have the right booster today. Just use the booster. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's good to
Oh,
know.
by the way, I measure, I'm an American, an ounce of color, an ounce of developer, 1 teaspoon of booster for permanent. 2 ounces of color, 2 ounces of developer, 2 teaspoons of booster for permanent with Beauty Fusion. Fusion. Oh, and I bought that Braun little, like people want to mix drinks at home. It's a Braun little tiny whisker, and it whisks. You put it in your bottle or your bowl, and you whisk, and it whips your color like a frappe. And we're certain to mix all 3 things perfectly together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's better than just da 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 da. It's
That's great. That's great.
I wish everybody a fabulous week. Annie and I hope that after this, she gets emails and I get emails, and she gets phone calls and I get phone calls. Okay. And I think Nicholas is going to arrange to post this lovely time on YouTube and also on my Beth Minardi Facebook group page and also on the Artego site. So people who missed it can tune in.
And everybody is responding to Michael wanting to have a class.
You know what? Good. Michael, get me signed up. I just need people to sign up and I'll be there, baby.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, can you mix color with the metal?
With a metal?
Metal
Maybe
bowl?
they mean, can you mix color in a metal bowl? No,
Yeah,
no.
All right, that was the last question.
Well, I know Annie is here and I am here. We answer your questions every day. My 5,000 members from around the world are on my Facebook group page and on my Beth Minardi hair color group page and on my website. And I know Annie can say the same. So we're here for you and we love to hear from you. And more important than that, we love to help you. So help is on the way, guys.
Yep, that's why we're here.
Joseph, I love you guys so much. And thanks for tuning in.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. See you next month. We have some exciting stuff to share next month. See you in July. Bye, guys.